But on the T side, Virtus Pro on the CT side, and pretty common setup, except they are rotating a fourth man back to A. Let's see how that goes, Moses.
Yes, and that's because you can see Neo's pushed down a little bit towards that half wall at top of Banana, so he'll have some kind of a call out of what's coming. That's going to be the information, and Neo is very good in this situation. He's one of those players that, yes, he's not going to be the most skilled in this team, but he's so smart in the decisions he makes, and I imagine, yeah, he just falls away, doesn't even mess with it. Tough part is he has no utility, and he has no teammate rotating back to help, and in fact, Pasha and Daz just want to peek down mid. That's brilliant. Nice pick from them. There's one player in the halls they've got to worry about, and I think Snacks has spotted him, and he's prepared for it. The main hit is going to be over towards B at the moment, though.
A little bit confusion here as Snacks does go down. Hobbit making his way into the pit. Taz is actually sandwiched in between the push that's coming up behind him. He hits a critical headshot, taking down Hobbit. That actually had to be a hit, and Taz will go down eventually. Pasha doing even more work for the double kill. Now it's Doja, in-game leader, and also 1 versus 3 here, looking for the headshots with the Glock. He's kind of sandwiched in, so this is going to be really ugly, and Bialy will take him down. Virtus Pro winning the pistol.
Brilliant shots coming out for the VP side, even though it felt like they were outplayed, outpositioned on the map. I mean, just hitting some phenomenal shots, and you can see. I think this could be the mindset that we'll have come out from VP. I think they've gotten to like the end of the road to the point where they're just like, listen, we just have to start taking fights and winning. Like, we just have to get that confidence back, because that's something we noticed during the games yesterday we watched against SK. It's something they brought up on the desk post in the post game yesterday and the pregame here. Is VP actually put themselves in solid positions to win a number of rounds. It's just like individually, just like a fight was just lost. Like a critical fight to win the round was lost, and then there's just no returning from that.
I hope that's true. I would love to see it. No more pussy Counter-Strike Moses. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can sense it.
Absolutely.
Virtus Pro up 1 round.
Let's get that black monster performance out of the VP guys.
That's what I'm looking for. They do eat quite a bit of grenade damage. That's kind of surprising for Gambit. That's such an intriguing investment.
Yeah, it really is, and it catches them out just a little bit, doesn't it? And that's kind of a cool concept. I mean, it's tough because you can't really rely on the nade damage, but I mean, it does soften them up, and if they do get lucky, I mean, imagine that. Imagine if they get 1 kill and they continue forward, and maybe the second player's down very low. That could just be a clean win there. So creativity from the Gambit side of things. At the moment, they've kind of been stalled out. Now they're spread across the map, and now you have some P250s, yes, but you have no more nades, you have no smoke. You don't really have a whole lot that you can be confident in this round.
I mean, imagine a world in which those grenades just do get both the kills. Then the whole thing changes. But obviously, because they got the bomb plant in the first round, they're going to be gunning for AKs in the upcoming round. So, you know, it kind of makes sense for them not to be too heavily invested into this. And you have to imagine once they turn the corner, even with the damage you put out to B, it's not going to work out too well. They don't have armor.
No, this should just be an easy cleanup, and it kind of has to be for Virtus Pro, and that's actually dangerous. Bialy missing a shot, overexposed. Neo doing the same as well. All of a sudden, this is very dangerous. Adren close up is going to find the kill with the M4, and surely not. Virtus Pro, don't break our hearts this early in the game.
What a shocking turnaround. Adren picking up the kill, taking down Pasha, leaving Snacks and Taz 2 versus 4, and they're running back. Snacks already just evacuating the bomb site. Here's what's really weird, right? Neo gets the kill, so he knows they're coming. How do they not do more? How does Bialy not do more on that corner? And how does he go down?
Listen, it's what they just talked about on the desk. What I just brought up again is what to look for. Is they're in both Neo and Bialy are in perfect positions to stop that, and they both miss their respective shots. I mean, they both just straight up miss, and you know they get caught out in the open, and then you give an M4 over to Adren. I think one of the mistakes, and I mean maybe not a mistake, maybe just kind of like an insight into the mindset is. Neo, when they start rushing, gets that 1 kill, and he immediately pulls out a flashbang, and it's just like, just take that fight. You have range, you have the weaponry, you have the advantage. Just continually, just take that fight. No need to throw that nade.
Very strange turn of events, and obviously unbelievably unsettling if you're a Virtus Pro fan who was hoping that, you know, today was going to be the big turnaround day. That's not the kind of start you want to have them have. Though they will invest into UMPs, and obviously they saved one of them from the previous round. So we'll see how this all unfolds. Gambit obviously going to be excited, and I mean, they almost took out FaZe yesterday, so
yeah.
Gambit are looking like a monstrous team right now.
They looked really sharp, didn't they? Fitch had another good performance backing up Malmo, where he was just a revelation. Hobbit continues to be oppressive. And if this, I mean, it'll be interesting to see or kind of get the take on it after a couple of events. If Doja is going to be the in-game leader, is it effective because it frees up Adren to remain that like monster all-star player? Or is it because he's actually going to be like a pretty intelligent in-game leader? That'll be the question moving forward into events. But regardless, either way, it's definitely going to help Gambit that Adren has the freedom to do what he wants.
Apparently, no trouble in getting banana control. Something that's always very hard to retain when you're on the CT side. Now that they have it, Virtus.pro are pretty much blind to everything that's happening. If you look at the minimap, they don't know anything about what's happening top mid, top banana. They're just in a little world of their own right now. Yeah,
they don't have the weaponry to fight, and Taz has the M4, but he's got no flashbangs, he's got no real nades, so this is going to be tough. And he's going up against Adren, a phenomenal duelist. If this fight actually does come to pass, that's a beautiful pop flash from his teammate, but just a second early, I think Adren had plenty of time to get around the corner. Now it's over towards the B bomb site. This is a contact play from Fitch. The smoke rolls in as he walks up. There's another one. He's just going to take the fight. He's going to win the first. That's huge, and Neo's the next one here, and he's only got the SMG that he's just picked up, and they all fall quickly.
Pasha trying to sort of coordinate the push through the smoke there so he could help out Neo, but it didn't really work out, and they're going to lose every single player. Great round from Gambit, and that kind of, as you said, the contact play from Fitch. How do you deal with that? Like, how, on the CT side, what's the way that you can sort of reliably counter that? Because you could tell they just had no idea.
Yeah, I think some of it is, especially when you have I mean, it just depends on your theory of kind of playing Counter-Strike. Like, for me in the B bomb site, especially when you have like light utility and you have a pistol maybe boosted up, I'm trying to set up a crossfire, especially with the weaker weaponry. So you put, you know, maybe that SMG or maybe the M4, whatever Bialy had, you put that over towards Coffins and have them shoulder peeking, making a presence, at least getting the information of what's coming so that they know. There are too many disadvantages otherwise, in my opinion.
This time they certainly are at a big disadvantage. They have a Deagle and a lot of USPs, so Eagles in the middle, trying to find that opening if it can. Meanwhile, Gambit have Hobbit, who's got the Mac 10, could just do whatever he wants at this point in time when they don't have armor. It should be a fairly straightforward round here for Gambit Esports.
There's a stack here, though, from VP, and yeah, they don't have the weapons, and you're right, there should be a clean win for the Gambit side of things, but you have to like how measured they're being with it. This isn't a huge commit. They've shown the presence of the Mac 10, and then when all of VP starts to peak, they're peeking into the AK-47 of Fitch at range, and that's pretty deadly. Obviously, gets a bunch of kills. It's just Pasha. No real success in these previous 3 rounds after winning the pistol for Virtus.pro, and now we get the guns out on the board. Now we're gonna get the rifles in the VP hands. They need to get started quick. I think that's the big thing for this team is when you're in such a prolonged slump like this and you've lost all confidence, the quick starts are so very important.
Yeah, yes, they are, and we talked about this yesterday. Sort of, you know, Taz. We sort of made a little bit of joke about it, the Hulk version of Taz, where he gets a little bit upset, a little angry. You know,
yeah.
Surely this kind of upset early on, maybe that could be the thing to sort of push them back into overdrive here, Virtus.pro, because we don't like to see them play that sleepy kind of Counter-Strike. We want to see some sort of action going on. They do have 2. They had 3 initially. I think it was just Taz throwing a smoke grenade over here, so that the rest still have theirs, which is always a good detail to look out for. Suggests at least that Virtus.pro want to try and keep some control over here.
Yes, they certainly do, but again, I mean, if you go back to the other round as well, they have no information. They're playing so passively. Bialy's got a big job to do, and he just can't beat Fitch. Fitch seems unkillable at the moment, jumping through the smoke up onto the car, and he gets the entry, and that gives them so much control of this map. Now VP has to rotate a second player over to the B bomb site, and just less information and less presence for the defense.
It's not really clear either what was Neo's job in that particular setup, right? I mean, he obviously got isolated by the Molotov that was put down between the 2 players, but that's too easy of a win. There's a good flashbang in, checking the corner as well. Neo doing a good job and taking down Hobbit, and that's a very important refrag there. Even putting out the Molotov and actually regaining some control here at top banana. This is really good play now. The A-bomb side, though, is a different question. They're going to be pushed up. They're stacked on top of each other. Are they going to check the corner? They don't know Snacks is here because this is actually not a very good play from Virtus.pro, and that might be one of the reasons why it's currently working. Charging in, they can't get the kill on the guy planting the bomb, and I think that might be the end here. 2 versus 4.
Yeah, you have a kit, but the smoke is still up, and there's just so many bodies. The AWP as well, and now even Adren is aware that it's coming in. I think it's just got to be a save for Virtus.pro. You're right. I mean, the mistake of Pasha trying to go to the very same spot as Snax. Snax did everything he could to salvage that and just say, I just have to bait you at this point, because that is not an ideal setup. So tries to sacrifice him to do a sneaky play. It doesn't pan out. Nightmare for VP, and that's kind of the problem as well. I mean, this is the VP that you don't want to see, because they're not fighting for every inch on the map, right? Like, there's so much ability for Gambit. Fitch is able to get all the way up towards Car and just win that duel. You see Adren leading the way up lane, and he's just able to get all the way to the bomb site before he's even spotted. So some miscommunications, and it seems like VP might just be a little bit uncomfortable early on.
Do you think Gambit could do the math based on the fact that Neo was pop flashed in and went and get the kill like that? Would they have known that there were two people there, or because that would be an easy enough pick to make than to say let's go A, because there's definitely two people at B. Neo pushing and one guy throwing the pop flash.
Yeah, but even if they don't do the math, once if you're Gambit, you've gained control of top banana, and then once you lose it again, and you don't have the players over there nearby to like immediately go back and retake it. So it's just kind of like, all right, well we just lost control of that, so you might as well just go A at this point. It's more about the lost map control, I think.
See this setup I really like, actually. Bialy's just got the flashbang primed inside of the bomb site, and Neo's out here ready with the AK-47 in case they were going to come and test him. I think that's showing that they're ready to fight for something here. Long-range battle, though, and Hobbit coming out heavily on top. They're just swapping around the guns as best they can.
That's actually a disaster as well. This is a tough call for Virtus.pro to make, but they're doing it. They're actually going to rotate Bialy over to A, despite the fact that the only defense at B is Neo with 8 HP. It's looking like the right call for the moment. Just under 1 minute left in the round. Gambit leads 4-1. Ren's going to take mid control. They've got both sides covered up, and no presence from VP again. So that's going to be a big advantage for Gambit. They have that map control, and now they can rotate back. And this is where that lack of knowledge really hurts, because if you're the defense over at the A-bomb site and you don't know what's coming, you question whether you need to start rotating. You kind of start second-guessing yourself. And unfortunately, Neo is the one who's going to look a little bit silly this round.
Yeah, no chance for him with the P250. Just not enough health for that kind of fight. And Adren here trying to catch the rotators. That means now life is very hard for Virtus.pro. Neo hiding in the smoke and just listening for the footsteps. Gonna try and make his way through. Actually catches the perfect guy for it. Mo with the AWP, so that's interesting. At least that's a kill. Trying for a bit more, but Hobbit is there to shut him down for a second kill of the round for him. And Bialy does catch Dozier reloading. That could have almost been a kill. Gonna walk into the AWP. He's actually surviving that first attempt, and I'm not sure why he's still fighting this. It's gonna be going down a Fitch, and that will be another round for Gambit Esports.
Yes, they're starting to roll here, and you need to see VP get on the board. But this is great from Gambit, what they're doing. This is just a very basic, just a very fundamental, nothing special, just map control. Presence towards banana. They've won it a couple times, but if not, they go mid, smoke off one side, gain bracket control. And we've seen a couple different things. We've seen them that round. They obviously use that control to lurk as the B hit comes in. We've seen them go up lane pretty aggressively and catch Virtus.pro off guard. So VP, I think, needs to find a way to start fighting and start battling for that top mid control, or at least have the intel.
That was a very well placed Molotov. A lot of the time it won't catch that corner, and people can sort of still stay there. Missed shot from Pasha, but he certainly had the idea. He's down to 21 health, and he's going to have to fall back. That does cause a bit of a confusion over at the A site. You can see them sort of rotating around. Pasha doesn't really want to stick around too much longer, and is going to try and play over by the archway instead with the AWP, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's also an area which we've seen Gambit smoke off a number of times when they do take that top mid, so he could just get neutralized right up by utility, and the tough part for that is Snax is the only one really in pit who can defend against it, but he's all alone. They'd have to rotate all the way around, so remains to be seen what Gambit's going to do, but for the moment, a couple Molotovs, flashbangs through the smoke is going to give them control of banana. There was presence there from VP, but they gave it up very, very quickly. Didn't want to stick around for the fight. Bialy and Neo coming out with a pretty passive B defense early on in this half, all things considered.
At least they made Gambit use the Molotovs. If you had to sort of look at the bright side, they've at least forced them to try and do that. But now, again, at about 40 seconds, if I'm VP, I want to know what's happening either at top mid or top banana. One of those two positions, I have to know what's going on. Adren's crouching, sneaking right underneath the smoke. Snax, does he see it? He does! And Adren is dead in the flower bed. Now it's Fitch looking to make some noise over here, and the rest of the team pushing on through, almost catching Neo off guard. Good spray by Bayali as well, going to be getting the kill on Doja. So that should be a pretty good round. An excellent headshot. Neo almost winning the round single-handedly here. Hobbit going for the bomb plant, and he's actually going to cancel it, looking for Taz, who pushed through the smoke. Very scary indeed.
Yeah, that could have been a good kill, though, for Hobbit to get. You don't even mind him hopping off the plant, considering how much money Gambit has. If he can take that weapon away from Taz, or maybe even just a second one if both of them come through, that would have been huge for Gambit to just keep the money of Virtus.pro low. Either way, they get their second on their board, and they cannot afford to get reset here. Very, very strong performance that round from Neo. He's at 8-5 for Virtus.pro. It's Snacks at 1-5. That was actually his first kill that he had over the edge of the smoke on Trent, so he's having a bit of a tough game.
Seems like they definitely need him. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen the sort of Snacks that can really control a whole game. Not even by the scoreboard necessarily, but just by making the enemy team incredibly uncomfortable pretty much no matter where they go. So definitely love to see that kind of Snacks return to the game right about now. 2-5 the scoreline heading into the 8th round, and it's Gambit taking a lot faster top mid control than they have the previous rounds here.
Yeah, definitely switching up the pace, and that's going to make Virtus.pro confused just a little bit of what's coming next. Here's some utility towards Rapside. Pasha's missed a couple shots. That one he's going to find. Ready for that peek from Mo. Another flashbang up, but Pasha's putting in front of it, and he's going to find that kill. Flicks over to Hobbit. There they are, the no-scope. And now Fitch has an angle into the bomb site on Rap.
That's some ballsy play coming out of Pasha, but I actually like it. I was going to say he should have played defensively after getting the 4 versus 5, but I almost want to see Virtus.pro try and fight to regain the confidence. Doja does get the kill on Bialy, who was sneaking in from the B bomb site. That's probably not necessary. And now Fitch is going to be sneaking in with the AK-47, taking down Snack. Shot in the side of the head by Taz, leaving Doja 1 versus 2. He's got 35 seconds. At least he has the bomb, but this is very hard for Doja to find a way out, and he's going to get shut down by Neo, who can even trade out for the AK, so that's all good. Virtus.pro winning another round, even if it's only with 2 people surviving. But what do you think about this play? I mean, it isn't exactly textbook pushing into sort of that, but...
No, but that's Pasha as well. We've always talked about Pasha is that player who just, even when it's like a bad idea, he's always pushing, and you always kind of don't want him to do it, but he somehow finds a way to make it work.
Yeah, but also when the whole team is looking sort of halfway like they're asleep, don't you want one person to sort of say, listen, we could do this? Like,
yeah, no,
check this out, you know?
It's sick in that sense as well, where it is just like you have a player who's just going to take the initiative and just make the big play happen. And if you're a Virtus.pro fan, you need to see more of that. If you're Virtus.pro themselves, you need to have more of that. Even if it's a bad decision, like someone has got to find a way to make things happen for this team, because they've been lacking that creative presence on this team in terms of being able to create opportunities for the rest of the guys. Pasha there with the 3 kills just wins that round, basically. Back to a slow pace for Gambit. It's 5-3. It's been 2 in a row for Virtus.pro, stringing them together. This time, Pasha, instead of hopping on Rap side, he's taken over at lane. Opportunity onto Doja here. How slow is this peek? And the flashbang comes in, but I think Pasha spotted the peek before it pops, so he's able to just take the shot on timing.
Very good stuff. And actually, that's a problem. Doja had a smoke and a Molotov, just like Mo does, and now they have almost no utility at all on Gambit. They needed those grenades.
I mean, fortunately, if you're Doja as the in-game leader, this becomes an easy call. I mean, it really is back to that thing where it's just like, all right, guys, well, we've got 1 smoke, so back to B. We'll just smoke off CT spawn and see what happens.
And VP know it. I mean,
yeah.
This obviously is looking like a great read from the minimap, but look, how mad is it in a 4 versus 5 that you're rotating basically 4 players into the B bomb side? What if it was A? It does look like it's going to be B, and Bialy's in position. Neo ready with the Molotov to shut it down. Bialy gets a kill. Taz goes down in the meantime. And now with only 18 seconds, this is not looking good for Gambit at all. The spray comes through, and Mo will get 1 kill on Bialy. Pasha sneaking through the smoke. He goes down to Fitch. And just like that, even with the 4-man stack, it's a 2-on-2. 8 seconds left. The bomb plant gets cancelled by Neo by the new box, and now it's Fitch. 1 versus 2, and he just does not have the time. He's going to leg shot Stacks, and Neo comes in with a headshot. If you stack 4 men at B, I want that round to be done
much cleaner.
Like in the snap of a finger. It's going to be really quick.
It did feel like it got way too dangerous towards the end. I don't think Pasha needed to push through the smoke, but that's all right. I think if you go back, let's focus on the positives there for Virtus.pro. Having that read, yeah, glass is half full today, Anders. It's always half full.
Or as Bush would say, half glass empty, or whatever. Said something mental.
Regardless, though, I mean, a great read from Virtus Pro, just, you know, finding a way, whatever that call that was made, whatever information that they got, it's the right read. 4 players over at the B bomb site. It is incredibly risky, and to do that, you have to be supremely confident that you have the right indication of what's coming. The cool thing for Gambit is they've really been buying through this losing bonus building up. And finally, 3rd time's the charm for Pasha. He hits that shot, essentially the 3rd attempt.
Ball back down into the middle. He's been actually fairly mobile. Every time he takes a shot, he seems to move somewhere else, which is sort of one of the fundamental keys about playing the AWP, but don't always see it happen. Taz goes down to the C-set, 75, a bit of an extended spray from Bialy. Does significant damage to Mo. That wasn't all bad. Grenade comes in, and Bialy goes for the repeak again. With a little bit of help from Pasha, who's actually switched into the CC. And they're going to clean up that whole arch push. And finally, Virtus Pro might actually survive with 4 members. I say that just a little bit hesitant because Doja is still alive. He's going to get 1 kill on Snacks and shut down by Pasha, who's putting in an enormous amount of work now. I'm loving this.
Yeah, he's coming alive with that op. I like you said, he's very mobile. He's been at Hall. I mean, he's done the same thing a number of times, but he's shifted his position within the rounds, right? He's done that Hall's peak, and then he's gone lane. He's done that Hall's peak, and then he's gone rap side. So he's showing a couple different, adjustments in the mid-round portion. And I think without a lot of kills, without really, grinding some of the economy away from Virtus Pro, Gambit just forced to save into this round. Although, I mean, that being said, Virtus Pro really doesn't have a whole lot of money considering they've won 4 in a row, so still scary. And, oh, no, you get real nervous with this. Making a play down mid, it's a B-rush. Oh, there's the nade damage. It's huge. This should be easy for Virtus Pro, 2 for Bialy, but Snacks is completely blind, and it's Fitch again who just rushes up. Thank God Neo's here to really shore things up. Dicey, but they're going to hang on.
This is just not Snacks' game, is it? He's having a really, really tough time. Going for the bomb plant as well. Adren putting down the Molotov. Taz wants to cancel it out, and he's actually going to burn to the fire, so they lose another set of armor and rifles there. That's expensive.
That play by Taz, I like it. It's the right play, but that is just like a microcosm of their entire experience, so to speak, over the last 3 months, isn't it? Like, you do the right thing, and you still die to this Molotov. You're trying to deny the plant. Smart play from Adren to make him run through the fire if he wants to get that kill, obviously, because he's just hoping that, like, maybe he's a little bit low, maybe he just doesn't want to run through the flames. Regardless, a very strong buy coming out for the Gambit side of things. Another guy who had a quiet game is Mo. 2 and 7 for him on the AWP. Very, very tough on the T side, obviously, that we've talked about. But would love to see him start coming alive, especially considering Pasha with the op has been very, very effective.
Yeah, if he can win that fight against Pasha, then even at 3 kills, that would be fine. That would be a way to open the round. Speaking of Gambit, it's been a while since they've had some success here on the T side, so let's see if they can change that. 5 rounds is not bad at all, but they obviously don't want to let Virtus Pro get too far back into this game. There is a kind of a setup at top banana again, and Gambit don't really have control of it yet. We'll see if they're going to try and get it later on, but they're sort of back to that same old slow style that they were playing with earlier.
Dren trying to make this happen. He's going to get stalled out by a Molotov. A little damage done to him, but not anything to write home about. That's not an ideal flashbang, but Snacks is going to stick around in the bomb site. Good crossfire between him and Taz up on the balcony, and obviously Pasha here with the AWP, and a lot of confidence to rotate Bialy over. It's just Neo left playing in the spawn side of the B bomb site. And Virtus Pro is just playing the stalling game at the moment. Neo still has a smoke over at B as well, so he's got kind of an ace up the sleeve, and that spam coming through almost connects.
So close, forcing Pasha back, but he gets the kill on Doja. That was a kind of a setup for Gambit. It just backfires on them, but a really good idea. Now there's only 28 seconds left. Pasha again, taking down Mo. He's doing so much work right now. Adren is up there, and he wants to punish him down in the bomb site, but he can't find him. He's looking for the headshot here. There's only 18 seconds now. Gambit running out of time, and Virtus Pro looking good with Taz getting the headshot and taking down Adren in middle. It's Fitch dropping next, and now all on Hobbit. 8 seconds here, and there's nothing he could do. He's just going to have to fall back.
Bugging out and going home.
It's trending in the right direction, Moses.
Listen, if you're Gambit right now, I think this is where someone has to make the call, whether it's Andy, whether it's Adren, or maybe Doja as the in-game leader, but he's still, I would imagine, relatively new to it. I think this might be possibly the first time he's done it, at least in CSGO. But I think this is where you just straight up say, let's stop doing this default. Now we're getting picked apart. Now we're getting peeled open by Pasha. He's really come alive with his op. He's killing far too many of us before we're getting anything done. let's do some kind of a strategy, some kind of a planned execute, some kind of a planned aggression somewhere on the map.
Do you want to know what the thing that I
Yes.
find is missing on this new version of Inferno that used to be so popular? I always identify this strat with the Envy team when they were at their height, which is the archway rush, where you sort of set up near second mid, and you throw grenades towards archway and library, and then you just bum rush it. And they would, like, Envy did it so quickly that even if you knew it was coming, like, you obviously see the smokes in the sky, so you call out, say, oh, it's front, and then you're still going to get overrun.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen much anymore.
No, I think the problem is teams have gotten very, very good at countering that. Like, very, very good at it. Especially, it's something I feel like you can do to abuse some kind of a low buy, but like pop flash is coming from pit, and the fact that all the defenses play so far back, they've got a lot of time to react to it. It can be very effective if it's done right, or done in the ideal situation. If you just get lucky with the defensive setup that's there. Ooh, there's a gap in that smoke pot, or Snacks has a chance, and Flames don't make him feel good.
Snacks really struggling to find some sort of way to get into this game. He's just ate a grenade as
yeah.
well, and he's looking for the flick, not really connecting. And if he's going to go back and repeat this, that's so dangerous. With 26 health, that means an AK bullet and you're gone.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why he's going back is he is just so frustrated and stressed out at the timings that he's got. Oh, this is a big play. Neo right behind the smoke, and they try and just run through it. No flashbang even thrown for Gambit, and that's not a winning recipe. 3 players die so quickly. There's Taz spraying down Doja. And it's just Hobbit left all alone again. We're going to see it all over. Love it. Well, you don't like the no flashes, do you? This is trippy.
I was wondering, is it just me that's seeing this, Moses? Hobbit now in a 1 versus 4. And the best case scenario here, although it's not really much, probably would have been to get a rifle, especially an AWP away from somebody. That does not happen. Now we're looking at 8 rounds for Virtus Pro.
You're loving it, aren't you?
I'm cautiously optimistic, Moses.
Yeah, what it's been a 7 in a row for Virtus Pro. I haven't seen the scoreboard in a little bit. I think it's been about.
That even rhymes. I love it.
Yeah, God bless. I didn't even notice that. I mean, it's a far cry from yesterday. They were the team that went up 5-1, and then they lost the 15 straight to SK on Train. So kind of returning the favor so far here against Gambit, but certainly this has been a solid defensive side of things. Once they kind of got the economy under their feet, once they got rolling, once Pasha, he feels like he was really the initiator, the instigator of this kind of run from Virtus Pro with some big performances early on with that AWP. Oh, Dren is just having a bad time. So is Fitch.
He had to choose between standing in fire or eating more grenade damage. I mean, I don't envy that choice at all.
No.
In the end, he ends up with 8 health, so hard to say what he really could have done then. Blind shots coming through from Snacks, trying to flash himself back in. He really wants to be part of this game, but every single time, he's just not making it work. There's finally the kill, taking down Mo and trying to fall back to the corner. He's going to get shut down by Hobbit, but this is still looking very good for Virtus Pro. 2 versus 4 in their favor here in the 14th round, looking for the 9th round overall in their favor. Bialy making almost 100% sure that's going to happen. Doja left with the bomb plant here in a 1 versus 4. All they have to do is count and go at the same time, and there's a great shot from Neo, making it 9 rounds for Virtus Pro. I'm excited, Moses.
Yeah, this has been great, but we haven't seen any adjustment from Gambit. Like, they haven't really changed a whole lot in how they're playing this map, despite the fact that they've lost so many rounds in a row. We haven't seen any adaptation. You know, they've kept doing this slow-paced map control style where they're just trying to get control of top banana, top mid, and they're getting shut down, and they haven't really switched anything.
Do you know my second favorite strat is on this map? Apart from the Archway Rush.
So the Archway Wrap is number 1.
Maybe. Actually, I think this might be my favorite.
Okay.
I said the second favorite first. Doesn't make any sense. But is the 4 3-man stack in apartments and then the flash in from mid. I just like that. The flash towards pit.
What, like the waterfall?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I always think that looks sexy. It has some success rate.
The cheese tactics seem to be your favorite.
Yeah. You have no idea. I was a terrible player in StarCraft.
Okay, well, look at the balls on this guy, just coming down mid. He's have no care in the world, no one even backing him up, and he's just sticking around. Pasha's been in mid for 20 seconds, and Hobbit's not expecting that whatsoever, because why the hell would you? And you're going to get your wish, Anders. Here's the waterfall, but it doesn't work when they run into the doorway inside of that smoke and they get lost.
No, the boat has been knocked over in the water, and now they're all drowning. It's 5 versus 3. Neo here looking for another kill on Doja. dangerous fight. Doja really wants to follow it up, and Pasha is there with another kill, making it a double. Now it's Mo and Adren, 2 versus 5, and somehow Versus Pro have turned this entire first half in their favor. I'm very impressed. They did not look good to start off with, but they seem to have turned it around. Bialy does go down to Adren, and there's Pasha. Drop next in line. There's no reason for VP to keep fighting this. They still have the man advantage. Just remember, the other team has to put the bomb down eventually, so everyone take a deep breath here.
And there's a shot from Neo. He rotates over to help his buddy Taz out inside of the pit. 10-5. A huge run for Virtus Pro. And it wasn't looking too likely. They got demolished, it felt, in those first 6 rounds of this half. But Pasha brings them back. Starting at the pistol round, a couple of very nice shots from him. But it's when he picks up the AWP that he became truly, truly impactful.
And it's great. I mean, some of the plays that we saw Pasha make, the re-peek into Archway, the sticking around middle for a full minute or something.
Yeah.
They seem kind of crazy, but honestly, I feel like, you know, that's what Virtus Pro need right now. They need crazy Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, they need a game where like they can just take their mind, stop thinking so much. I think it's probably, what they had a meeting of this morning is like, stop trying to be so mindful and so cerebral about the game. Just play and just kill things and win.
Do you think the energy from one teammate who has that attitude, that sort of like, you're just holding your, you're holding your corner in some bomb site, and then your teammate just gets like a ridiculous triple kill somewhere else? Like, do you think that energy sort of spreads to the rest of the team?
Yeah, absolutely does. It makes you feel so comfortable, and also, I mean, when you have a teammate.
Let's try a little bit on the T side. We'll see if they can change it here. Snacks opening up. That's a big double kill. Actually, Neo stealing the last one there, and they're going to catch Hobbit as well. That is the best possible opening. They have 3 smokes on VP's side, so they were actually looking for a massive execute. Instead, they just got a complete cleanup at top banana.
Yeah, that's so sick, and this happens very quickly, and even Doja choosing to flank. He's separated. Bialy's got to win this fight. It's not going to happen. Great shot from Doja. Pasha's the next one up. The duelie's going to work. He's not going to win that either. He's brought Doja so low, but it's now doable for Gambit in a 2-on-2.
Neo is still alive, though, and he's been playing a great game. He's in a really strong position back here. He's going to get the kill on Mo, no problem. And Doja, 7 health. I just don't think it's enough for this kind of a clutch, and he's going to get shut down by Taz. Double kill for the last 2 remaining VP players, and that is about as good as it can get here.
Yeah, Neo has been phenomenal in this game, but obviously Snacks opening things up with the first kill. And that's such a huge kill, not just because it's the first kill, but the fact that there's a stack at that B site. There's 3 players there for Gambit, and if you don't get that first kill and you turn the corner and you're saying, we want to fight them here at this choke point because, we see they're still exposed, they're outside of the bomb site, and you run into 3 players, that's when usually the T side just gets decimated. But the fact they win that first battle helps out so much.
Now, we do have armor, C-set 75s, and at least 3 of the players for Gambit. And Inferno is just one of those maps where you just have to be very careful. There's a headshot from Hobbit. That was a deagle instead. Taking down Neo.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Great shot from Hobbit. Trying to get his team back into this. Molotov going to come out too late to help Neo, and Hobbit's just going to fall away. But they do get a trade over to the AK-47 on Pasha. Meanwhile, Bialy's taken over Apartment's control. Or does he want to work his way up? There's a 2-man stack for Gambit on the balcony. Some action happening on Rap's side. There's Bialy dinked immediately. Now he's got to be passive. This is looking great for Gambit.
Yes, they could definitely turn this around. Such a strong setup here at the A bomb site, and they even see the smoke coming over the wall, although they will peek it. Mo gets a headshot looking for more, but Snacks is going to duck right under it. Taz with the kill on Fitch, and Hobbit and Doja now 2 versus 3. 45 seconds on the clock. They're going to smoke off towards the library. They still have not checked this, but sadly, Doja just has the USP, and that is not a good weapon to fight at almost any range. He's going to get shut down. It was looking so good for Gambit.
It really was. It looked like they had everything going for them. The pick, the man advantage. They had that great stack on the Rap side. I thought they'd get one more from that. Beautiful recovery from Virtus Pro. Hobbit here with a deagle. Just takes 1 shot, and it might be time for him to fall away. I think he's going to try and just take 1 more, see if he can get an AK-47. A UMP even to bring into the next round to drop over to a teammate would be huge. But he's got to be careful. Just crossing his fingers.
I'm always worried when I see that. Oh, there's the kill on Bialy. He was very low already. I mean, it's not that I'm worried that he's going to win the round, just that, we've already seen... You see Conflict shot yesterday when he jumped over the wall?
I felt that. That one hurt me.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit when I saw that.
It was so insane, wasn't it?
I couldn't handle it.
My deal doesn't even work when I'm on the ground.
No, and why does it have to be config of all players? You just know he's giggling inside when that
No,
happens.
I feel like the game is just giving him opportunities to just continue to talk shit to people. Like, it's just like, please continue to have the attitude.
I do want that, though.
It would be great.
I desperately need that. Config trash talking is something I really enjoy. 3 men at the B bomb site, ready for a setup, even though they don't have great weapons for it. We've always talked about the value of just one flashbang, although it has to be timed well enough. Neo flashed, Mac 10 just held down mouse 1, not really getting much out of it. Fitch will go down, and the fact that they don't have armor and only USPs means it was never going to be all that exciting, but 1 kill is still pretty good.
Yeah, timed perfectly to completely blind Neo. The rest of his teammates weren't there, unfortunately. Nicely done from Snacks, and Taz at range holding it down, and then adjusting nicely onto Mo. 13-5 now for Virtus.pro going into the first gun round of the second half. And I think the lack of excitement on the faces of Gambit kind of says it all. This has been a really, really rough opening map for them. Important to note, this is Virtus.pro's pick.
Yeah, that's a good point. Then it's a best of 3, and it's hard to imagine that Gambit aren't going to come back swinging in the next map.
And the desk Alex did pose that question. When was the last time Virtus.pro won a game? And I think it was ESO won New York. They won one against Liquid, and then Mykonos they won against Envy and Liquid. But the last time they won a series was the PGL Major. So it's been quite some time since they won a BO3 against anyone.
Yes, it has. If they can win this round, that's big news. They've got someone isolated behind the sandbags, and it's Bialy opening up with 2 big kills against Hobbit and Adren. That's not too bad. Pasha in the middle, catching the rotation. Doja just completely careless, running through the middle. And that is almost it. Mo and Fitch can't do anything.
Yeah, they have to save this gun, and unfortunately, I mean, I like this play from Pasha. Yeah, he's risking a lot with the AWP pushing into the A bomb site, but he wants to take every weapon away from these guys. He knows Mo is closer over to the B site. There's the CZ out, and he's done a little bit of damage. Fitch is going to chase him down. This is huge for both sides, and Pasha just can't win it.
4 bullets left when he went for that peek. So dangerous, but they're going to catch Mo, and Fitch is still on the run.
Yeah,
he's actually sandwiched in.
The key is that AWP, but yeah, oh my god.
How does he survive the first barrage? I don't know. But that's well worth it, in case people are wondering.
That's the power strategy you wanted to see as well, right? Towards the top of Banana. Just like right through the smoke, get in there, start fighting. They overwhelm him eventually.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've seen Virtus.pro play anywhere like this, but it's really refreshing, and it's also got them 14 rounds to the 5 of Gambit. I believe we call it big dick plays inside of the industry. So
yeah, that's an industry term. Use it wisely.
Pasha falling back just a little bit, but we'll still be eating some of the grenade damage. It's so dangerous to stand here, I feel like. We already saw that yesterday. You could get double grenaded really quickly, but that's not happening right now, and the weaponry and general utility right now for Gambit is not that great. Pasha, patience is rewarded, and he takes down Hobbit.
That's not a great angle to be at with that UMP. You're not going to win a whole lot of fights at this stage in the game with the SMG. So 14-5, and obviously Gambit not wanting to play for overtime when it's this wide of a margin. Certainly you can't think you're going to win 10 in a row. But this has been great for VP. Man advantage. Doja now making a play. This is the guy that could change it all. And with this push, look at the stack towards the B bomb site. He's got all the information. He's going to spot a player up in the window. That Snacks. He goes down. Virtus.pro is a decision. They have to push forward right now, or they have to fall back and go back towards the A bomb site. But they have to do something quick, because with that information from Snacks, they should know that Gambit realizes they're all towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Gambit at least have rotated one more person over here, and looks like the rest are coming as well. Might be too late. 37 seconds here, and Adren looking for an opening. He's going to go down to Neo. That's not good news. 1 player remaining, and that's Mo with a UMP. Smoked off and waiting at the edge. We saw a clutch from here yesterday, but this time he's going to get shut down. Almost got the double kill. Now we've got 20 seconds left, and that's Doja picking up a big double kill with the UMP. Deagle out, and Doja with a triple. Actually, the quad overall shutting down Virtus.pro in a critical round. That is not easy.
No, it really isn't, and that's huge with the play he makes in alternate mid. But also, it is confusing that he makes that play, and I was saying, Gambit should know, because of that position where there's no other Virtus.pro players in sight, that it's going to be a B hit, but they actually rotated a player off of it. So I thought that round was essentially over. Really, really good hold, and they get back. They get there just in the nick of time. Look at Neo, 20 kills for him. Big time performance here for Virtus Pro and a tactical pause coming out. Just making sure they're not going to let it slip away, making sure everyone's going to be focused up coming in towards the end of this game, this first map.
That is actually important. I think some of the teams that we've seen where they really start to slip, they just completely forget to do tactical timeouts. You know, like they feel so bad that they don't even want to talk about anything. So I'm kind of glad that Virtus Pro are doing this and just calming everything down. AWP being picked up by Pasha once again. He's got 18 kills and Neo on 20. So very, very impressive performance from those two. On the other team, Gambit, I mean, the question is, can they get a sort of lockdown performance here on CT side?
I mean, they certainly can. It's just the amount of like rounds they have to win, the length of time that they have to go without really making any kind of critical mistakes. That's a lot to ask for anyone in these comebacks.
Oh God.
Tracer's coming through, and Neo's going to lose that fight. Hobbit's going to take him down. Neo doesn't even land a bullet on either of them. Those are always the fights where you feel like, as the terrorist, you're always like, certainly, it feels like this is the time I spray through the smoke and get a kill.
Yeah, but it's the sort of fight that's very hard to control, right? Pasha, though, reading Hobbit like a book. He was up on that broken wall, and he's going to get taken down almost immediately. Snacks gets one, tries to tap onto Fitch, but he's going to stay alive. Bialy gets that kill right through the smoke. That's absurd. And it's going to be Doja going down next, leaving Adren in a 1 versus 2. And the bomb will go down immediately. Adren, he should realize there's a guy on the site. He's not realizing, oh, there's the kill, but it's going to be Taz's way. In fact, it looked like Adren had a big advantage in swinging that towards the bomb site. It's 15 rounds for Virtus Pro. They win the 2 versus 1.
Listen, that kill from Bialy is what changes the round. That is a big boy shot right through the smoke. Maybe he practices the lineup. Maybe he just got lucky, but that's such a critical position on the map to clear out because that can be so difficult. If your whole player is smoked off or Molotovs and can't get into the action, that pit player has so much time and so many angles to play with to do whatever he wants. And the hard reset comes out for Gambit at 15-6. They're back onto the pistols. It's Deagles. They have some nades to do a stack if they choose. A little bit of chip damage on Taz and Neo, but they need so much more.
Here come the Molotov setup for the top banana control, forcing Gambit back. There's not really much they can do about that. They have 1 smoke left, a bunch of Deagles, and 1 C-set 75, which is obviously really not that impressive. There is pretty much an adventure coming out here from Fitch. He's relocated himself all the way towards the T apartments, and oh no!
I think Bialy saw that on the radar.
Yeah,
I think he just saw the red dot, and he was like, "Oh God!" Another good shot from a Deagle at the B bomb site for Gambit. Last time it was Hobbit. This time it's Adren, equalizing them into a 4-on-4. But there's still not a whole lot of advantages in this round for Gambit. Not a whole lot they can use to win. They have no utility. It's all down to these pistols, and Adren is in a position where he's got no one to help him out. He's just got to make a heroic effort. Now he's isolated. Pasha's going to turn the corner, and he's going to be ready for it. Clears it, down to 42 HP.
Doja waiting a bit further back. Also with a Deagle. And if he goes down, that might just be game, at least for map number 1. Hobbit trying with a blind shot through the smoke and not connecting. Doja jumping up, looking for 1. He's going to get it with a double as well. He's got no more bullets, has to reload, and that gives the bomb plant to Taz. It's still a 2-on-3, and Doja's looking for more. He wants this kill on Taz right through the smoke. He's going to tag him in the leg. There's the triple kill, leaving Bialy alone. 1 versus 3. Doja may just have extended the series a bit longer. Headshot on 1. Bialy goes for the spray, and Doja's coming in for yet another quad kill. He's already got the damage on Bialy. The bomb is right behind him, and he does not have a kit. He's going to tap it once, and Bialy, he sort of has to guess through the smoke. Doesn't know if he's put Doja off yet. And he's waiting. Bialy's actually playing this incredibly close, running through the smoke. Doja gets the kill, but I don't think there's time. So even in spite of the quad kill, it's going to be 16 rounds for Virtus Pro here on Inferno.
Ice cold from Bialy. That's the smartest thing. You have to kind of take the risk that he's not going to full defuse.